Hey, so let's talk about being in touch with why. So it's Peta here from Strong Healthy Women, and just recently I got a message from one of our lovely ladies in our FitFlex community, and her name is Betty, and she is our eldest client. She started with us in her 60s, and I always find that those 40s, 50s, and 60s are those pivotal moments where you're sitting on the fence and you know that you want to do something, but you can go either way with it. But back to Betty for a minute. So she started in the 60s because she knew that she had a few issues going on with her body, a few restrictions, and what that meant was that she wasn't able to do certain things. And at the time, she was still working, and so she wanted to feel stronger in her body to be able to keep working. She's obviously since retired, but she still works out. And one of the things that one of our fabulous coaches reached out to her and said, so many other women would have given up now. They would have thrown in the towel with all the aches and pains that you have going on. Betty, what motivates you? Like, why do you keep doing this? And so there were a couple of things that she said, and I think they're really, really important to share with you. So the first thing was, she said, you, Peter, Sue, all motivate me. So what's the lesson there? She's got a support crew with her. And I know that she uses it because there have been times where she's picked up the phone on a Saturday or a Sunday and she's rung me and she said, I've got all this pain, it's been diagnosed, I've got arthritis throughout my spine and I'm really, really struggling, I've got all this pain. And so we talked through what her doctor said, what her medical team had advised her. And I said, okay, I know I can hear that you don't want to give it up. And she says, no. And I said, well, I don't want you to give it up either. So how do we keep supporting you? Let me work with your medical team that you have to come up with a program that you're still going to feel included, you're still going to be with the other ladies, but you've got all these alternates. And the thing that I want you to be aware of, Benny, is that there are other ladies who have shoulder issues just like you as well too. And so with doing all these extra alternates, you don't have to feel alone. So don't feel like I'm doing it just for you. There are other women who are just like you in the community who need that extra help and support. So all things are good. So point 2 was that she said, I feel good after I finished. So she focuses on that feel good feeling. So she doesn't focus on how difficult it might be as she's going through, or that she doesn't feel like getting up to do it in the morning. She just goes on to that autopilot because she's created consistency, she's created routine, and so she just comes in and she gets it done. So, and what she does each and every time is she thinks about, how am I feeling? What have I achieved here? Why do I keep doing this? And so she has captured that. I feel good afterwards. I feel powerful. I feel strong. I know that it's doing me good. But here's a third reason, and probably the most important, but they all work hand in hand. Her third reason was this, is that it means that I am mobile. So I can drive my car, I can go to the shops and do my shopping, and I can catch up with my friends. So she has a why. That's a goal. She knows why it's important to her. And she knows that if she stops doing those things, if she stops moving her body to keep it strong and flexible, then she's not going to be able to do all those practical things. But think about that from that next step. So it might not right now be for you about the practical aspects of it in moving, but it could be about those things that are important to you, those activities in your life that light you up from the inside out. So it could be playing with grandkids or playing with your kids. It might be hiking a mountain. It could be skiing a mountain. It could be playing golf with your friends. There's countless amounts of things. It could be just simply caravanning with your significant other in your life and being strong enough to be able to, put everything up and dismantle and do all the things that you need to do. And so these are all your cherished activities, the things that you enjoy doing. So it's not just about the practical aspect of it as well. It's about the joy that it brings to your life, that little bit of sparkle that it gives to your heart. And it was one of the reasons that I decided in 2022 that I wanted to put together a goal workbook that had a little bit of a difference to it. And it ended up being this goal getting and habit stacking plan. Okay, so this is the guide. And the reason that I personally love this is it is so simplified, it is so broken down, and it focuses on those aspects, those cherished activities, but those practical aspects of life and what's important to you. And I know for many of us, we go, this goal setting nonsense is not worth the time or the effort. But I'm here to tell you it is worth the time and effort. This guide I am personally using. It is so practical. Because one of the things for me is that in my 60s, I was noticing that I didn't feel as strong and as fit as what I was in my 40s. And I want to keep that strength and fitness, because if it declines in that 20 years, as it has, then it means that in the next 20 years, when I'm 80, when I'm Betty's age, that I'm going to be unable to do my cherished activities. And so I know that I needed to think about it. I know that I needed to go, well, what's different? And so what I first discovered was that I was strength training 5 days a week back then. And so I went, okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to up the ante in January on my strength training. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So I'm just going to flick it over. And so here's my January. So you can see here where what happens is each month you've got a specific page that is dedicated to whatever it is you've decided to do, right? Okay. So I wrote down that I want to strength train 5 days a week. And so I worked out that I was going to do those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And so what I did was I just highlighted each day and I crossed off the Thursdays and the Saturdays. So they are recovery days, but it doesn't mean that I'm not moving. I'm still moving. I still go for my beloved walk of a morning. So, and what I also did was I had a few bonus days in amongst there as well too, 2 bonus days. I wrote down the time, so, whether it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, or the likes. But what I then did, and this is what I love about this guide, is why. So you write down why. The why keeps you motivated. So I want to be strong and I want to feel as strong, fit and flexible as I was in my 40s. This means I can do what I love. That's skiing and playing with my grandkids. So was this a little bit of a hard slog to start with? Yeah, it was. But I did it for the month. But here's the important thing. is what you do with this is you keep this going, okay? So you keep this particular process, this particular activity going in February. But then what you do is you set yourself something new. Okay, so here's my February and my gold stars. Now you'll notice there is a day here where I didn't give myself a gold star because I didn't do it. And that was okay. I just went, oh, I forgot to do it. So I'd broken my routine. And so I thought I'd go back and do it later on, but I didn't. And so I knew straight away then that this particular thing I had to do first thing in the morning. So I just sat down and thought about it. So what did I do in February? I wanted to start my day with 1.5 litres of water. And I wanted to have 1 glass of water that had lemon and ginger in it. And so, what is my why for this? When I start my day hydrated, I feel better, my tummy is happier, and I have more energy. And the bonus, I make better decisions throughout the day. So when I set my day up right, it gives me the ability to make better decisions. Perfect, right? So I decided that I was going to use stars because the stickers, they're my reward to this habit. And so here we are, and we're in a new month. So we are heading into March. Now, here's the thing. This is a new season. It's October. You know, and it doesn't matter whether you did or didn't do January or February. Because one of the things that could be happening is you could have set a goal that you were going to do something back in New Year, and you might have fallen off the wagon about now. So now's the time to start, right? So it's a new month and it's time to get going. So here I am. I did bring the 28th over on the Saturday. Oh, so I did bring the Saturday and the Sunday and the Monday over. So into March. So here's what I did. I want to get my heart racing. So I want to get a workout in that actually increases my heart rate because this is a big muscle and I need to push it. Because the fitter you get, the harder it is to get your heart rate up. And so what I decided to do was to replace one of my strength days that I've made the habit of doing, which is the Tuesday, with an endurance-based, a cardio-based workout. And I've written down that I'm going to do 20 to 30 minutes. And so here's my why. Keeping my heart strong means I help decrease the risk of heart disease. So we have heart disease in my family, okay? And I am pushing back on all of the diseases that are in my family. And so it's really, really important that I keep that front and center in my mind. And that's a whole other story about the mobility issues that my mother has and my grandmother had, and you know, it goes through the line of women. So, you know, they've had this since their 30s and I'm now in my 60s and I'm really, really focused on giving it a good pushback. Okay, so why is that important to me to push back that risk of heart disease? Well, it means that I can keep playing with my grandkids, so I can keep up with them. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to bike ride. I want to have that energy and that fitness that I need in order to do those things with them. But most importantly, you know, our granddaughters now, they're the eldest. There's a couple of older granddaughters, and they're at that stage now where they're starting to think about going out and dancing. I want to be the grandmother who they invite out to go dancing with them. So I want to be able to dance because dancing just lights my soul up from the inside. And so I have this really special why. But if I fast forward that to years down the track, and I hope they're still playing the nutbush, right, at weddings, favorite. I want to be able to dance at my grandkids' weddings. I want to be able to do the nut bush or maybe whatever other movements and dance routines that have come into fashion. So I want to be able to learn those and be able to do those. And so that is what my March is all about. So here's the first day of March, and it is only appropriate really that today is Tuesday, so it is the Tuesday that I'm going to elevate my heart rate. And I've run out of stickers, so I've had to do asterisks on my plan for March. And so that's what it looks like. So I'm continuing with my morning mojo, my water, my lemon, my ginger. I'm continuing with my strength days, my 5 days of workouts, but I'm replacing one of those days with an endurance workout because I know that I need to keep my heart strong. So today is the first day of a new season. So it is a perfect time to really sit down and think about your goals. So I'm going to put the link up for this guide so you can download it and get to work and to actually start to think about what are the things that you want to achieve. And please, by all means, take a picture, share it with me, post it below. I'd love to be able to support you through this. And even though today is the first day of a new season, it's the first day of a new month, and a new month is a great time to recommit to those goals that you have, those things that you want to achieve in life. And it's really important to know your why. But you know what? Monday comes around, and that's a great day too to recommit to anything, because it is the first day of the week. Or maybe Sunday is the first day of the week for you. And so you do this recommit. Why is it important to me? What am I going to do? And it doesn't matter if you've fallen off the wagon and got off track. You just pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you go, okay, today is a new day. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Every day is a new day. Every day is the day where you get to commit to yourself, where you get to say, why is it important for me to take care of myself, mind, body, and spirit? Why is it important to me? And when you sit down and you think about your why, that gives you the confidence and the motivation that you need to take that first step, to take the action rather than sitting on the fence, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You actually take action. So the first action that I want you to take today is to download this guide, to have a quick read of it. There's not a lot to read in it, so I've made it really simple. And then work on this month's goal and what it is that you want to achieve. So that's it. There's a lot to take in, but I want you to think about that story I told you about Betty and how she started in her 60s. She's now in her 80s, and how she thinks about, even with all the aches and pains that she has in her body and the limitations, she still works out, she still keeps going because she harnesses the feeling, that after feeling of her workout. She knows that she's got a support team on board, and she also has that deep reason to keep going, to drive, to go to the shops and catch up with friends. So take care, everyone. Have a super day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.